Howdy everybody, I am Cheri and I am checking in for week 6 of eating a whole food plant-based diet. No oil. No oil. That's important. Anyways, it's my weekly check-in and I have a few things to share. It's been a bit of a rough week. If you're following along and you watched the video last week, I had some tooth stuff done on Friday, so I actually recorded the video on Saturday because I was all numbed up from having some fillings done, a couple of really deep fillings. Apparently they filled a tooth that was dead, or I don't know, it's a long story, but ended up at another dentist about an hour away yesterday, and getting a root canal on Monday, and yeah, it's been a crazy ride this past week, and I'm still like, I have an infection, so I'm on antibiotics, and so that's all good. I was just getting my gut microbiome, as I've been listening to a lot of podcasts about all the healthy stuff, and there's a lot of gut microbiome stuff, but I probably have that all healthy, and then I'm going to throw in those amoxicillin or whatever, the antibiotics to kill all that good stuff off, so I'll just have to like regenerate it all, I guess. But anyways, that's what I'm dealing with this week. I've still been walking. I'm still sticking with the diet. I haven't taken as many pictures of my food because I'm eating a lot of the same. This past week I've eaten a lot of the same thing, which is just a lot of fruit, really, because I was having issue even like chewing. But I didn't find that it was too much of a problem. I still was able to eat and get enough in and feel full and be good. And typically if I would have been, on my previous diet, I probably would have been like Jello and pudding and all of that stuff. But bananas were my friend this week. And I still did rice and things like that. I just had to kind of like tilt my head while I chewed, because if I got it on this side, it was like all over. So if any of you have dealt with like much dental stuff, oh my gosh, it's the worst. It's horrible. Yeah, it's pretty excruciating. And then I've got TMJ on top of it, which apparently I didn't know how bad it could be, but it can be pretty terrible. But right now I'm not doing too bad. So yeah, but anyways, it could have been a real setback for me in terms of trying to stay active and eating. But I will say, though, it's the first week where I've been watching the TV or listening to the radio, or when we've been out, where I'm like, like couple cravings. And I think I know why. Probably because I wasn't eating enough probably this week, just because of all the stuff going on. So I think that has a tendency to then the cravings sneak in if you're not getting enough food. But other than that, it's going really well. I got on the scale this morning. Okay, you listening? 204. I've lost 27 pounds. And I'm in week 6. So when I was in the hospital 6, 7, 8 weeks ago, I guess it's been 8 weeks ago, I was 231. And so 2 months, 27 pounds. Yeah, it's crazy. And I've still been walking. I've still been exercising every day. I did my 3 mile this morning. And I'll tell you, when I do that 3 mile in the morning, I'm grabbing my stones here. Hold on, I'll show them to you. When I do the 3 mile in the morning, then I always get, I don't think I did drop one. I always get over 10,000 steps. And I even had a day like that over this past weekend I worked on, and I'll tell you about what I worked on in a minute, but where I was going to take it easy because I wasn't feeling well, and I did my long walk, and then I walked the dog, and I ended up having like 17,000 something steps, which is just insane. Maybe even 18. I should probably look back. But okay, so I've got all my racks. See, I ended up picking up one more. These, if you haven't watched before, every time I do a 3 mile in our association, because we live in an association that has like it owns a huge part of Lake Michigan frontage, and then we're in the woods, so it's like right on Lake Michigan. We're in the woods and in the dunes, so there's like lots of sand dunes. We live in the sand. I don't even have lawn to mow, people. It's like a sandbox outside, but it's really pretty. You can see we're in the woods. So when I do the 3 mile, I started, the second time I did it, I thought, well, I'm going to pick up a stone every time I do it. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 now. And I did get one for the first time. So that's all of them. So 9, continuously walking 3 miles. And it's getting easier. The days that I haven't felt so good, it was a little harder. But I didn't really push myself really hard, if that makes sense. I just did it. And mentally, like this morning, I really didn't want to go on it. But then when I go, I feel so much better. And especially this week, I've been kind of battling a little bit of being down with dealing with all of this crap. Because I got to tell you, money, not going to lie, it's so freaking expensive. And we have decent insurance. But the other dentist that I went to ate up about half of what my yearly max is. So then I get to go to another dentist and pay, but like all of it is like $3,200 freaking dollars. So I'm figuring all that out, but I'll start on the process of getting some stuff done so I can heal, because your mouth can be pretty deadly if it's not taken care of properly. So brush your teeth. So after you eat, brush your teeth. I was telling the kids last night, brush your teeth, brush your stinking teeth. Because I was always guilty of, I always brush my teeth at least once a day, or twice a day usually. But a lot of times at night, if I get tired, I wouldn't brush before. And yeah, not good teeth. Not good teeth. So don't do what Cheri did. Make sure you brush teeth. Okay, so exercise, still very good. I will tell you, with the 27 pounds lost, I can start to kind of see it in my face. I definitely, in my clothes, like, okay, too much information. Kind of funny, but my boobs are shrinking. I don't, like, they're just going to be small, which is okay. But I've noticed that. I've noticed, my clothes are, like, hanging on me now. And my pants, I'm having a hard time keeping them up because I've lost so much weight, which is good. So I'm going to have to do something about that. So that's a good problem to have, but it's a little bit of an issue keeping the pants up. So yeah, okay. So then the big news that I shared last week, cooking class. I started the Forks Over Knives certified plant-based home chef cooking class, and it's legit. I mean, it's some seriously legit stuff. There's a lot of reading. I had a couple activities I had to do this week. I've got done with my first unit, and I got 100% on my quiz and 100% on my activity, which I will insert here. Let's see if I will have to see if I can insert a picture of what I worked on this weekend. And it was, I found that I used a ton of spices. So we had to do a kitchen reset for the cooking class. Like, you're getting rid of all the stuff in your refrigerator that's not whole food, plant-based, no oil. Now, obviously I have some things in there because not all the kids are doing it. So there's a few things, but they just wanted to see that you're committed. And then the other thing that's really cool, and I've got a little tickle, hold on. Is a pantry I had to redo. And we live in this little cabin, and there's not a lot of room. The kitchen's all right, but there's not a ton of space, and I would always throw all of the spices up in the cabinet. And a lot of times I was buying extra because I didn't even know what I had. So you'll have to look. I'll do it again. You'll have to look and see what I did. I was so excited. I got little mini mason jars, and yeah, it turned out really well, but I got 100% on my kitchen reset. So now this week we're working on like knives, and I don't even have, like, I have not a very good chef's knife. So if you're like someone who's like a kitchen guru, I have to get a knife set, and I don't want to spend a fortune on it because I don't have a fortune, because the fortune's gonna go here. Yeah, I'd love to hear what's your favorite knife. I need a chef's knife for sure, and maybe a good paring knife. And I really should get a honing thing. I think that's what it's called. You have to learn how to sharpen. So I go chop, 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 and hopefully not cut my fingers off. So please pray that I don't do that. So, so the other thing I want to share too is the meal planner, the Forks Over Knives meal planner. If you're not looking at this, I highly suggest it, but I will be honest, I'm using it more now for looking up recipes than I am planning, because now I'm getting in the groove. So 6 weeks, and it's getting lots easier. I know what kind of sauces I like. I know like portion sizes, how much we're going to need for who's going to eat it. And now the bigger boys are eating a lot of it. So which is it makes me happy. It makes me happy that I know that the kids are eating stuff that is good for them and will, fuel them. And yeah, so that's exciting. And the other thing I did want to share one other thing about like exercise. I know this kind of circles back, but I was listening to a podcast just the other day, and there was a study, and I can't tell you, like I've heard that there's a study for this, studies for that, as you know, but there was like if you pool a bunch of people and ask them, how do you lose weight? Because I know a lot of people struggle, especially at my age, women my age, with weight. And if you're not watching what you're eating, it can be, you know, there's not lots of us out there who have been blessed with the genes to be able to eat what we want and look fabulous at my age. There are a few, but most of you have, you know, most of us have to do something to work at, like, you know, whatever, feeling better, being less heavy, all of that. But anyways, if you ask people, what do you do to lose weight? Most people will say, like, if you're going to lose weight, what do you need to do? Most people would say, first thing they're going to say is exercise. Well, just food for thought here. Food for thought. That's funny. Exercising, this study that I was listening to this podcast, exercise for someone who's not watching what their intake is, what they're eating, really has no bearings on weight loss. Meaning, like, if you're watching what you eat and you're eating healthily, then exercise certainly comes into play and helps to do. But if you think about how many calories you burn, like when I do that 3-mile walk, I think it's about like 300 and, I don't even know, 300 and some calories. Like, that's not even, you know, like I just had some olives, some jalapeno stuffed olives on my little burrito bowl thing. I had 3 of them. I just happened to glance, because I don't have olives very often because they are a little bit more calorie dense and there's a lot of sodium in them, but they're oil free. So I had them in my little bowl, and they were 10 calories a piece. So that's like 30 calories. And I'm not watching my calories at all. But what I'm saying is, if you just exercise, you're going to feel defeated if you're not watching what's going in. And for me, I am listening to a lot of people. Now, I'm an all-in. As you all know, I just jumped right into this and I've stuck with it, and I haven't eaten, really, I haven't fallen off the wagon at all in the 6 weeks. At all. I haven't. Really haven't eaten anything processed except for a few, maybe organic blue corn tortilla chips from Aldi. I've had a few of those, not very many, not even probably a handful. I'm eating some sprouted grain bread, which I don't have a lot of that. But aside from those things, I'm not eating anything else like really overly processed. So I just want you to know this, that when I'm telling you all, because I'm listening to the mindset thing again on these podcasts, that, well, they're like, you know, it's really in how you're thinking, and obviously that has something to do with it. But I'll tell you, I've had a shit week. My thinking hasn't been good, and I'm still going. And a lot of that I attribute to the fact that I'm fueling my body in a proper way. It gives me the energy to keep going, even with dealing with all of this, you know, crap and having some worry about money or whatever. All of those things come in, and you could get up one day and just say, screw it, I'm not doing this today. I'm going to go buy a friggin' cheeseburger at McDonald's and have some French fries. And I just really don't feel like doing that. And I still, food is still a comfort for me, but in a different way. I feel so good about doing it. And it's not that I feel like I'm a better person for eating this way, because I don't feel like that at all. But I feel like I'm just being nicer to myself. So anyways, I wanted to share that. I know you can do, like, some people, you need to, like, slowly get into this. And I understand if this is something you want to do, maybe start with breakfast. Maybe start with, you know, just like cutting out dairy, because I think dairy's the devil. I think it's awful. The more I learn, I think it's absolutely awful. I want to tell every one of my people that I even remotely care about, get the freaking milk out of your fridge and stop eating cheese. Because I think your life would be lots easier. For everybody. I think, yeah, whatever. But that's just the way I feel. So anyways, I want to share that. And the last thing that I wanted to share, sorry, I kind of got a little preachy, and I don't know, maybe I'm crazy today. But I absolutely, couple things, and these are not like, these are, I don't want to say this one's a little processed, but liquid aminos. If you're a lover of like stir fries and things, even if you're not on this diet, guys, if you're not doing the whole food plant-based, they have this at Walmart. It's like $4 something. It's a soy protein seasoning. It's so freaking good. I could probably drink this stuff. It's not that good for me. I mean, it's just vegetable protein from a soybean water, but it's non-GMO, so no genetically modified crazy things that'll make me have 5 feet or whatever. So I just want to share that. I use this a lot. Not a ton of it. It doesn't take a lot, but like for when we do like just like broccoli and mushrooms in the air fryer, which are so good. Mushrooms in the air fryer with a little bit of liquid aminos. Oh, delicious. The other thing is, when I first started, everything, like if you like cheese and you're a cheese addict, they tell you to use nutritional yeast. And I got nutritional yeast from the health food store locally, and I thought it tasted like crap. I didn't like it. I didn't like, the initial taste was good, and then it had this like bleh taste, and I just didn't. And then I've listened to people, and they're like, oh, your taste buds will change, and you'll love it, whatever. I tried it later, still thought it tasted like crap. So I did a little research, and a lot of times people who are vegan or vegetarian, they'll get, they call it nooch, but nutritional yeast. This is the brand that I really like. It's Anthony's. Now, if you notice, it says non-fortified nutritional yeast. And this kind of has, it's like a, and I can't really show it to you, but it's like flaked yeast. It's a natural product. It says popular amongst vegans. Nutritional yeast is a deactivated yeast made from, oh boy, I don't even want to say what it says. I can't even say what that it says right there. But anyways, it's just these flakes, and they do kind of have a cheesy flavor, so you can make some really good sauces with them. This is really good on like air pop popcorn. But what I found was, if I didn't get the fortified stuff, it smells interesting. I don't know, but if I didn't get the fortified, it didn't have that like back flavor, and I really like this. So I get this on Amazon. Nobody sells that in the store, this brand, and I think there's some other brands, but I think they taste different. So with that being said, finding things that work for you, things that you like. We've made a couple cheese sauces with it, and they're pretty good. But I use it in other things too. But it's kind of a cheesy flavor. So I just wanted to share those things. They're a little odd, and I wasn't sure. They're kind of just strange things that we don't normally have in a regular diet. So maybe I'll do that every week. Maybe I'll share what my favorite things are. So far, things are going good. Even when I had a bad week, they're still going good. I'm still progressing, still losing weight, still keeping my sugars low. I'm not chucking them near as much because I don't have to. My mornings are really good now. I don't really have to worry about that at all. I had I think one time I had maybe a 130 after a 2 hour, which was like high for me now, which is normal. So that's really good. So my body's healing, and it's amazing that you can do all this with food. So food can be medicine. It can be. That's what we're doing here. So anyways, you want to stop back next week, I will give you another update, let you know how it's going, the good, the bad, the ugly. If you have any questions, any tips about knives, I need knife tips. Any of your favorite knives, something that doesn't cost $1 million, zillion, trillion dollars, I would appreciate it. And if you have any other tips for me for doing this whole food, plant-based, no oil thing, I'd love it. And if you have any questions, or if you want to get started and I can share anything with you, or you have questions, I'd be happy to help. So you have a very blessed rest of your weekend, week, whatever, whenever you're watching this. And we'll see you next week. Bye.